What's up everybody, I'm Tim from Timber Ridge Gifts. In this video we're going to be checking out the Wick Candle Maker from R Memory Keepers. So I was at my local Hobby Lobby over the weekend, and of course I wound up in the candle section. Saw this sitting on the shelf, which really excited me because my local Hobby Lobby never has anything new in the candle making section. It's basically the same 10 things over and over again. Anything worth having I've already got, so it's not much to get excited about. But I always have to check, and I'm glad I did because I found this on the shelf this time. It was the only one they had, so I went ahead and picked it up. It was $79.99. Marked down with the Hobby Lobby discount to $49.99. Strange thing is though, I can't find this on the Hobby Lobby website. Not saying it's not there, I just can't find it. You can find it other places like Michael's and Joann's and a few standalone sites, Home Shopping Network, Amazon, eBay. The prices there range anywhere from $89 to $119. So even if I don't like it, if nothing else, I got a really good deal on it apparently. So let's go ahead and take it out of the box and check it out. Go ahead and set the instructions aside, guys, don't use those. Alright, first is the actual machine itself. And it looks like it comes with 2 candle molds. Next is 3 pounds of paraffin wax. 72 inches of braided wick, some wick bars, and some wick plugs for the molds. 3 little packs of powdered candle dye, and a color blending chart. Alright, so basically the way this works is we'll take one of our molds and lock it in on the bottom. And this machine's actually got a melting chamber in the top. It's where we're going to put our wax and our dye and our fragrance oil if we choose to use some. It's got a preset temperature gauge with thermostat on it. Once you get your wax melted down, you got a valve here that you'll actually open up and it pours your candle for you. It's pretty neat. Let's do a little bit of measuring and check everything out. Alright, I'm back. I went off camera to get my measurements. I like to be specific when I'm working with candles. So we're doing a little bit of measuring. I was able to determine that this large mold is 11 ounces. This smaller mold is 7 ounces. So it's going to make an 11 ounce pillar candle and a 7 ounce pillar candle. The heating unit itself, it's going to vary depending on the type of wax you use. But for the pellet wax that it comes with, it's going to hold about 5.5 ounces of dry wax or unmelted wax. That can vary quite a bit depending on the volume and consistency of the wax that you're using. Of course, flake wax is going to take up more volume and it's actually going to hold less initially. Granular wax, it's really small. You're going to be able to put a lot in there. So that measurement didn't really mean a whole lot to me. What I was really looking for was the melted wax volume. So filling it up to the fill line of melted wax, it's going to hold 10 ounces of wax. So if you're putting 5.5 in, once that's melted down, you can add more to it. But your top out's going to be 10 ounces. So that'd be enough to do one of these smaller ones for the 11 ounce. We're either going to have to make it small or we're going to have to do it in 2 layers, which I think is what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and get this thing turned on, pour some wax to it and see what happens. So I'm going to do it in 2 separate pours, 2 separate colors. So since it's going to be 11 ounces for the first batch, I'm going to need 5.5 ounces. Alright, we'll go ahead and add that to it. Alright, so we got our wax added. We're going to go and close it up. I'm not going to add my dye until it's melted down a little bit. So for our temperatures, we've got settings of high, medium, and low. Didn't say anywhere on the packaging what the actual temperature range is for the high, medium, and low. But no worries, we're going to find out. So we're going to let this melt down while we get our mold ready. Do that. These are actually 2-part molds, which is going to be great when it comes time to unmold these. So to get our mold ready, we're just going to take the bottom half, go ahead and feed our wick through the hole in it. Now we can take one of the rubber stoppers that comes with it, put it in there with the wick and clog it up really good. Put a bit of pressure to it, make sure that it's not going to leak. Screw the 2 together. Take our wick bar and put it on top. It's really neat. It's actually got little grooves cut in to hold that in place. Now we're just going to tie the end of our wick off to our wick bar. I'm just going to tie it off to the side and make sure it stays really well. Alright, so the mold's wick. Now we're just going to snap it into the mold. It's got little grooves that just snap in and lock it into place. Now we're just going to wait and let this melt down a little bit. Looks like it's melting pretty good, so it'll take just a few minutes. I think the next layer I do, I'm going to time it and see how long it actually takes the 5.5 ounces to melt down. Now we wait. Alright, so we're getting melted down fairly well. It's time to add a little bit of color. We're going to make this bottom layer blue. You're going to need something to stir with. Popsicle stick will work great. Alright, it's getting there. Just going to let it melt down some more. Go ahead and close the lid, keep the heat in. It's pretty neat. It's actually got a locking lid. The outside of it's cool to the touch. So if you're using this with your kids, there's really no danger of them putting their hands on it and burning themselves. You know, you can hold this all day. You can feel a little bit of warmth, but it's definitely not enough to harm anybody. Alright, so we're going to let that melt down some more. Alright, let's shake it one more time. Looks like we're completely melted down. We're going to go ahead and give it one last stir, get that color mixed up. And let's check our temperature. Looks like we're about 185 degrees. You definitely want to keep the lid closed, keep the little hands out of it. But now we're ready to pour our first layer of our candle. To do that, all we're going to do is just turn the opening valve, let that wax pour out. Now this does have a little wax tray at the bottom, so if that were to leak just a little bit or something were to spill out, it's going to catch in that tray and it's going to be really easy to clean up. Looks like it's all of it. So now we're just going to let that sit and cool. We'll be ready to pour our next layer. Alright, so our bottom blue layer is dry. It took about 15-20 minutes for that to dry completely. Now we're going to go and get our top layer ready. I'm going to go and take another 5.5 ounces. Alright, we got it set on high, ready to melt. This time we're going to time it, see how long it takes all this to completely melt down. Alright, so we're back, we're completely melted down. Total time elapsed was about 20 minutes. That's going to vary, of course, with different types of waxes. But for the wax that came with it, took 20 minutes for the entire pot to melt down. So we're going to go ahead and add our color. Get that nice good stir, get it mixed up really well. It's all mixed up, so now we're ready to pour our yellow, so we're just going to open the valve again. So now we just got to let this cool for a bit, and we'll be ready to unmold it and check out our candle. Alright, so our candle's completely dried, now we just got to pop it out of the mold and check it out. To do that, we're just going to take the wick bar out, trim the excess wick on the bottom. Pull our wick plug out from the bottom. Go ahead and unscrew the bottom. And it should just pop right out. And there we have it. There's our completed candle. Alright, so honest opinion time. This is definitely a neat little tool. As you can see, we can get really creative with it, make some great little candles. So from a usefulness perspective, as you saw, it took quite a while to get this one little candle made. So in a professional candle shop, I don't think this would be much help, just because of the number of candles I put out. It took us about 45 minutes to get this one completed, not counting the dry time. You know, in my shop, I'm shipping hundreds of candles a week. So I don't think this little guy will be able to keep up with the type and volume of candles I put out. But in all fairness, I don't really think this was meant for us to be used in a professional candle shop to make a large volume of candles to put out for sale. I think this is more of just a novelty. This would make a great gift for someone that was interested in candle making. Definitely something cool you can do with your kids. I think this would make a great gift for an older child. And even though it's something I can't use in full-scale production, it was actually pretty fun to work with. This would be great if they made one about 100 times this size. I could really put that to use to my candle shop. But this one definitely has its purpose. As you can see, I made a great looking candle out of it. And anything that furthers somebody's interest in candle making, I'm definitely all for. I hope you guys enjoyed this demo. I'll leave a few of the links from where I found these online if you guys want to check them out. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for more upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, everybody.